The one that won, not the 14-year-old phenom that won the standard portion yesterday. This new 14-year-old phenom playing 43 land, aka 42 land, aka 38 land, and Mox Diamonds. Who will be? His name is James Palema, and he will be playing against
Kevin Amber.
Kevin Amber, who we just saw a little bit of playing Fish. So we get to see a little bit more of Kevin Amber.
So we'll see how Fish handles 43 land. So we're talking, like, Aaron's had a pretty good streak. Maybe this one will requalify him for the Pro Tour. He said he was requalified after he was undefeated for the first few rounds of the 5K St. Louis event, but then he lost two rounds. And this one he was only one loss, 2 draws and 1 loss today.
It might. Never know.
Might get him there again.
Well, the thing is, Legacy, like a lot of Legacy players, probably don't have the bolstered up total rating.
Oh, that's true.
Because, you know, if you only play Legacy, that means you're not playing that many events. You're not playing such high K-value events that your rating doesn't get a chance to really get, you know, like above 1,800, maybe mid-1800s. So you're not playing against enough 1,900s and 2,000 ratings that you get to see with players who play a lot of...
of the other formats.
But, of course, in retrospect, there could be a lot of standard players with high total ratings that, you know, decided to try their luck at Legacy. But I was looking through the field, and I didn't see a lot of familiar faces. But, you know, you never know.
So I'm guessing James Palema is the one that looks like the small child on the right. So we can figure out. I don't have to guess. I know who it is.
I'm not saying Legacy players are bad. I'm just saying that there's a lot of Legacy players who really stick to Legacy and don't get enough opportunities to play in high K-value Legacy tournaments in order to acquire a high rating. It's pretty hard to grind up a 1950 rating playing in 8K and 16K events, you know, at local stores. You need like a Grand Prix or a Pro Tour that really...
Or you could just never lose. Like,
yeah, I mean, you would just have to never, ever lose.
Like your opponents bring standard decks to Legacy. You're like, don't know how I can ever lose. Alright, let's move. Just going to be semifinals now. I guess I could switch it over to them.
Sure, everyone's tired of looking at us.
Alright, let me switch it over to them while I'm fixing everything. You watch them shuffle. Probably could hear them talk again.
Just move it all the way up. Hopefully that sound isn't too loud on the players. Who needs hot girl announcers when you have us?
Let's see.
Does 250 buy a laptop?
They're talking about if they could buy a laptop with the money they're winning.
You're lucky because there's 4 other people. You're the 8th guy, and everyone else said yes. Yeah, bro, we know there were 5 people that wanted to not shop. You were just the first one. Not the bad guy in the top 4.
Well, seeing from the groans, I think everybody else wanted to split.
Yeah, but you don't know. It's just like a firing squad.
I was just like, okay.
Alright, so top 4 split the money. So now they're battling for points.
Just a reminder again.
I guess they wanted to get Aaron Wayne out of the picture before they made the split.
Guys, you got that? Loser of this match has to go to the front table to do the taxes. So they're not splitting it?
They're splitting it.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm looking around at our how quickly we could get dinner after this. Like, what do we have to wrap up?
I like this comment in the chat. This kid is younger than Magic. James, this game does predate you.
I hope I have the names on the right side. James, is that James or is that James the 14-year-old with the hairy arms?
Hey, I've seen some 14-year-olds with full beards.
Yeah, thanks.
So far, the top 4 decks are James Palema playing 43 land or 38 land, Kevin Ambler playing Merfolk, Tom Ross playing Zoo, and Drew Fetter playing Imperial Painter.
Roll C goes first.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's.
Yeah, sure. High or low?
Alright.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that pretty much belongs.
That's how I roll.
Joke's on you.
Whoa!
Whoa, and James blows
You go first.
Kevin out of the water with boxcars. 12.
Skills.
And this is how we win quarterfinals.
That's high.
So,
What James is explaining, how to win quarterfinals.
Okay.
I'm not sure, I can't hear.
No, they were just right before Kevin rolled. James like high or low, and as Kevin let go of the dice, he's like high. Two. James responded with, "This is high. I was going to roll it differently if you said low."
Sure.
Okay, James says sure and is.
Okay, okay.
There we go, and we have a turn 1 mana bond.
Welcome to the top 4 of the Legacy 5K in Dallas-Fort Worth. We're bringing you the 38 land on the right, being played by James Palema, and on the left is Kevin Ambler piloting his Merfolk deck.
And in typical, very typical 38 land fashion, we start with turn 1 mana bond, putting 4 land into play, including a Rashadan port, and discarding a Life in the Loam.
Standard.
Standard.
It's pretty standard.
That's the only way I do it.
He probably doesn't play gambles, right? Because why you play gamble when you start with everything?
Yep, and James goes out at 19. Maybe we should start calling it lands. Just lands, exclamation point.
Lands.
That's probably a better name for it. I'm gonna start calling it lands. See if we can start a new trend. Lands.
Lands. Little dredging from Loam.
Is that first card? Plus same card? No. Okay.
And for all you who's wondering, or are Craig Z, yes, GG's Live will be at all of these StarCityGames.com 5Ks, every single event, including the Invitational in December. Thanks to Pete Hofling of StarCityGames.com for bringing us out.
And making sure that the fans can get what they want. Some live Magic coverage.
Alright, so, and the answer from the Merfolk deck is a turn 1 Aether Vial. That's how you come back from from the land deck, putting 4 land into play every turn.
Yeah, the land deck looks like he's on turn 8 or something.
Like, how long has this game been going on?
Turn 1 Violet. Wasteland is not that strong against the land deck, unfortunately.
Wasteland is actually pretty weak because it just gets wastelanded. just another land to get wastelanded.
Wasteland just turns any land for the land deck into a wasteland, essentially. It's like, oh, got rid of your land.
Okay, for those of you who aren't as familiar with the 43 land, or as we're going to start calling it, the lands deck, basically the deck is over 50% land, usually upwards to 43 land, usually around 43 or 42 mana sources, and it uses green spells that allow you to play multiple land, including this mana bond, which says basically you can play all the land in your hand, put it into play, and Life in the Loam, which allows you to get land from your graveyard and put them into play. And basically all of your lands are your control elements, like Wasteland for mana denial that we're seeing right here, Barbarian Ring, which is in play as a win condition, and also Nantuko Monastery, which we just put into play, which turns into a 4/4 creature.
Tap down Wasteland.
Tap into Wasteland and upkeep.
No, just checking.
But one of the main routes to victory for the land deck is purely mana denial.
Yeah. The Vial gives you some game, but then all of a sudden they play Tabernacle.
Right. Like Vial is a way around the mana denial strategy, but Tabernacle of the Pendrel Veil is a way to stop you from overextending.
Sure.
So James is pretty much just doing whatever he wants to do. He gets to reuse his wasteland every turn. He can get to the point where he can use the same wasteland twice.